What's up, Renegade Nation? Before we begin the video, I'd like to give a big shout out to our most recent Patreon supporters: Diego, Brian Evans, Roderick Gronwald, JD, Christopher Heckel, Shad Church, Mikael Fernandez, Luis A. Sandoval, Omega Sirius, Travis Tierney, Haley Mitchell, and Charles Rogue Rose. Thank you all very much for your support, and if you want to support us on Patreon, feel free to click the link below to find out more. We'll see you there. It's time for a death battle!
I'm looking at the title, and I'm looking at the video length, and I'm wondering how this is going to work.
This is an earlier one. This is an earlier one. This is one of their earlier ones where this is back before they got bought out by Rooster Teeth and had to close Screw Attack and just make it death battle.
Sorry to smack the mic. Yeah, I'm trying to get this gnat. This gnat is being a dick.
This gnat.
It won't get out of my face.
It's in love with you.
Needs to go fuck itself.
It's in love with his blood, dude.
But it wants to fuck you. It can't fuck itself. Wonder if bugs can, or if they have like the T-Rex disease where they're like, I can't reach.
I got a big head and little arms. It's like Shorty.
Shorty, yeah. Dude, I found out. No, seriously though, like hounds are usually like basset hounds and other type like bloodhounds and shit. Their front legs are smaller than their back legs.
Yeah.
Just because that makes it easier for them to get their nose to the ground.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, evolution.
No,
Sure.
That's not evolution. That's selected for
that
breeding.
wasn't purely evolutionary.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like how natural evolution. This was.
Yeah.
This was. What's the word I'm looking for?
Selective breeding.
Yeah.
This was selected evolution. They selected dogs who naturally had shorter legs and all. The dog breeds, dude. When you read about how dog breeds came to be, it's actually
so it was
pretty,
some guys.
pretty
Some
sad.
guys
Yeah,
were just like,
some
hey,
dogs are.
their legs need to be shorter.
Some dogs have been selectively bred by humans to have breeds that have a lot of fucking problems to the point that it's almost kind of cruel that they made them exist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck
Even though they're
those
cute
guys.
little bastards, you know.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
well,
Corgis have like problems because of their short legs and their short bodies and everything, and pugs have problems with
Blame
their
the queen for
respiratory
that
systems
shit.
because they have smushed noses. You know.
Well, and then of course there's also breeds that have gone through so much inbreeding that they've actually ceased to exist. For instance, like the original English Bulldog. The original
Yeah.
English Bulldog was actually a fairly large dog.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of them.
Yeah,
They look
and-
cool as shit.
Yeah, and then because
Now
of
they look like
inbreeding-
fucking Jabba the Hutt.
Well, no, those are actually an offshoot that are still considered like bulldogs. However, they're dwarves compared to what they
Yeah.
used to be. And
Look like Jabba the Hutt fucked Chewbacca. Yeah.
You see, even though Shorty has muscly arms, the fact that he was already kind of a short-legged dog, bred with a really short-legged dog, he's like, even though his arms are pretty muscular, he's probably going to end up having a little bit of pain later on
I've
because
already been
he's so
thinking
much
about-
muscle supported on such little stubs.
Getting him one of those wheelchair harnesses.
Yeah.
yeah, that'd probably be what you need to use for him.
He'll be Stephen Hawking before too long. Which might calm his ass down.
Woof.
He'll still be
Really?
cute.
Woof.
Oh, he'll still be loved.
Yeah.
Woof. Woof. Give now.
If we can love him while he's angry and dangerous, we can love him while he's fucking handicapped. For sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's a good dog.
He's a good dog. He's been through some shit.
Yeah, he has. In which the fact that y'all have him and are showing him all the love is, you know, I've already noticed a good curve in his behavior.
Yeah, he's a lot more responsive to just, hey man, calm down, you know, no, listening to no and turning it down. Yeah,
I've noticed I have to put my keys up before I come in the door because it took me a bit to realize that, like, if I accidentally jingle my keys, he'll hear them from
That's
upstairs.
yeah,
and
start
be like,
barking.
too.
"Woof!"
Yeah, because he hates the sound of that.
something about people walking into
Well, it's
a
either
room
he hates
or
the sound
opening
of
a
it or he
door.
thinks he gets to go outside if he hears
Or
keys
something,
or go
yeah.
for a ride or something.
Yeah,
like that.
probably. It's one of those Pavlovian things.
Yeah.
Or not Pavlovian is
Pavlov's dog.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. But we have a death battle here. Death battle Pokemon Battle Royale.
Speaking of pets
yes.
Yeah.
that get fought.
Oh God.
That's dark.
So here's something about this death battle. This is actually a three-way battle. There's actually a three-way battle, a three-way dance, if you will. A triple threat match for the WWE Champion. Sorry.
I hate those so much.
I know,
anyway.
I know. But, yeah, this is a death battle, Pokemon Battle Royale. This one was actually recommended to us on our Discord if y'all want to make a recommendation to us. Discord is the best way to get to it. There's a link right down below in the description to do that. But for right now, we got us a death battle. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Wow. God, I missed screw attack.
For nearly 2 decades, people across the globe have struggled endlessly to make one crucial, exhausting, impossible choice.
Bulbasaur, Squirtle, or Charmander.
It's
Damn.
finally time to learn if the one you chose was really the strongest.
And what better way than with their evolved forms? Venusaur, the pimply plant monster, Blastoise, the bazooka turtle, and Charizard, the dragon.
For a fair assessment, we're
Savage.
examining maxed out wild Pokemon. For those of you nerdy enough to care, this means no special EV training, no Mega Evolutions, and no tutored, bred, or otherwise unnaturally learned attacks. This way, we'll avoid any and all player influence.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons,
digging the
armor, and
Pokemon
skills
Stadium.
to find out who
Yeah.
would win a
I've got them
death
both
battle.
upstairs.
The first starter Pokemon evolves from Bulbasaur to Ivysaur and finally to Venusaur, the seed Pokemon.
Becoming uglier and uglier with every form. Seriously, what the hell is that thing?
Of the 3 starters, Venusaur is the most well-rounded and easiest to raise. In combat, it relies on its above-average special attack and special defense, or non-physical combat.
Old Froggy Plant has a variety of moves. Vine Whips for slapping bitches, and Razor Leaf can cut through whole trees. Then there's the less action-packed skills like Sleep Powder, which is used to put foes to sleep and take women home from bars.
Venusaur's adaptability is its greatest asset. It can absorb health with Leech Seed like some kind
We
of
know which
jungle
one Bill
vampire,
Cosby
or
picked.
simply heal on its own by using synthesis.
Oh.
It also knows Sweet Scent, which aids the poor accuracy of the sleep and poison powders.
But why bother with poisons and powders when you've got a super laser?
Solar Beam,
Venusaur
that's
can
right.
absorb so much sun
My
energy
favorite
that he can
move.
fire
It's its best
the Solar
move.
Beam.
Just takes it takes a minute, but it's
Yeah.
worth it.
When I find flowers that can do that, I might actually take up gardening. Try and pollinate now, bees.
In real life, celestially powered lasers rely on heated magnesium combustion. In order to fire, the solar beam's temperature needs to be over 6,700 degrees Fahrenheit. Unfortunately, the solar beam is so powerful it takes twice as long to perform as any other attack. As a grass and poison type, Venusaur is extremely effective against water-type Pokemon.
But keep them away from flying and fire types, because as we all know, plants burn, and birds fucking hate grass.
Yet, Venusaur's well-rounded skills and tricky moveset could outsmart the competition.
Venusaur, the final form of the Bulbasaur evolution. This seed Pokemon soaks up the sun's rays as a source of energy.
The second starter Pokemon evolves from Squirtle to Wartortle and finally to Blastoise, the shellfish Pokemon.
So how did this thing come about? Did a turtle get really drunk one night and then came across a tank and was like, "Yeah, I'll put my dick in that." And the picture was like, "Boom, this is yours." And then he raised it out of shame until one day it evolved, and then all the other turtles were like, "That's fucking awesome." So then they all started plowing tanks.
Sure, why not? Blastoise firmly plays defense over offense, using his
I like
witty
that
volt to outlast
descriptor.
and overpower foes. Like
There's
a
that
stone firm
explanation.
upon the shore, he can take wave after wave of punishment.
As poetic as that was, he won't be winning any marathons. He's almost as slow as a tortoise, which makes sense. Unlike the giant gun
Except when he's in
sticking out
water,
of his back.
then he's really fast.
Blastoise can significantly reduce incoming damage with iron defense, barrel through hazards with rapid spin, and guard against any and all attacks with protect.
He can chomp foes with bite and crack heads with skull bash, but most of his arsenal focuses on water power, blasting foes with water gun, water pulse, aqua tail, and bubbles.
But
Fucking
despite its lack in
bubbles!
attack type diversity, Blastoise can maximize its watery weaponry with Rain Dance,
Fucking Hydro
a
Pump.
rainstorm that amplifies
Yeah.
water-type moves and blocks out the sun.
But his ultimate attack is Hydro Pump, where he blasts water out of his twin cannons with enough force to accurately punch through steel at a range of 160 feet.
High-pressure water jet
Damn.
cutters are used industrially to cut through metal with at least 55,000 psi, or pounds per square inch. By measuring Blastoise's cannons in comparison to his size, we can tell his hydro pump has a power of 90,000 psi.
That'll get the stains off your patio,
No
along
sh-
with your patio and possibly
Exactly.
I'll get the patio off your house.
Type Pokemon, but weak to grass and electric.
And when he's not battling, Blastoise can be found training on secluded islands to strengthen his combat skills.
If it plays its defenses right, Blastoise just might outlast everyone.
Blastoise's strength
Probably
lies
will.
in its power. rather than its speed.
I don't know.
Its shell
I'd
is
say
like
Blastoise
armor
is probably
and attacks
the
from the
strongest
hydro
of all
cannon
three
on
of
its
these.
back.
I mean, there's
Virtually
no way
unstoppable.
Charizard does not decimate Venusaur.
Yeah.
The final starter Pokemon evolves from
And we all know what
Charmander
happens to
Charmeleon,
Blastoise and
finally
Charizard.
to Charizard, the
Yeah.
flame Pokemon.
I would so ride that into battle.
That's my pick.
Well, that could
Yeah.
be tough. A full-grown Charizard is only 5'7" tall.
What? That's bullshit.
I don't care if
I
he's
wanna ride
one of
a
the
dragon
hardest
to
picks
burn
for the first
villages of my
gens. He's
enemies,
fucking
not hang
awesome
out with
against a
it on the
dragon.
sofa.
Yeah.
Despite its
Basically.
size, Charizard is extremely
Even
fast
though he's not a
and
dragon type,
extremely
and he should be.
powerful. Its
Yeah,
speed and
I thought they
special attack
changed it.
eclipse the other two starters
I can't remember if
twice
they ever
over.
did or not.
The
I
think
trade-off
they
being
updated that.
unfortunate
Yeah, I think they
frailty.
did.
I only really
He
ever
can
played the
fly,
first two
it's pretty hard to
gens.
It took a
So.
while, but I think they updated.
Yeah.
Charizard's moveset is incredibly diverse, ranging from the obvious Fire Breath to flying, dragon, and even ghost type attacks.
At close range, he'll always have an edge up by using either Slash, Dragon Claw, or Shadow Claw. He can strike from above with Wing Attack or Air Slash, but his real strength lies in the flames. He'll burn and bite you
Fire
with Fire
Spin.
Fang, trap you in a
Yes.
vortex of embers with Fire Spin, smash you apart with Flare Blitz,
At the cost of self-inflicted recoil damage.
and of course burn you to cinders with Flame Burst or Flamethrower.
Charizard can reportedly burn through solid stone. This means his flamethrower reaches temperatures over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Charizards are aggressive and warrior-like, and will actively seek fights with stronger opponents.
The fire and flying type combination makes Charizard doubly effective against grass Pokemon, but weak to water.
Okay. That's a power move right there.
Aggressive and warrior-like, and will actively seek fights
Hey.
with stronger opponents.
That's like me. That's like me walking up to Braun Strowman and just be like, "Hey."
Yeah, right?
The next thing you know, he just turns down to me and just be like, "Get out of here, kid."
Yeah.
It's like, I don't got time for you. It's like, I eat your body weight.
No, he would fart and knock you out. Braun Strowman has said on a podcast that he has an app where he marks where he shits. So this is a man who could definitely fart and knock you out.
He's territorial with that shit.
He grunt, fart, and walk off looking like damn Booger from Revenge of the Nerds. Or not Booger, Ogre. Don't he look like Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds?
He does look like Ogre, except taller. Because that guy, Ogre, he was like 6'4", 6'3",
Yeah,
6'4".
Braun Strowman's
Braun-
like
Braun's
Shaq size.
6'8", 6'9", and like 380 pounds.
Crazy.
It's a friggin' monster of a man.
He is.
Sorry.
The fire and flying
That's
type
a power
combination
move.
makes Charizard doubly effective against grass Pokemon, but weak to water types. If it spends too much time in a heavy rainstorm, its flame will go out. Permanently.
And
But he's
it
so
dies.
fast and deadly, he might just overpower his enemies before they know what hit him.
Charizard, the flame Pokemon. When competing in intense battles, Charizard's flame becomes more intense as well.
Alright, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
It's time for a death battle with the Pokemon.
Okay. So, who you got?
I think we said ours. I said Blastoise.
I'm going Blastoise as well, man. I mean, I just think his defense will be enough for him to resist against Bulbasaur or Venusaur, and he can still do a lot of really good attacks against him, and he has a huge advantage over Charizard. I see the hierarchy of this battle: Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise.
Okay, so if somehow Blastoise was distracted by Charizard, I think he could be blown away by Venusaur's Solar Beam.
Yeah, he could be.
And if he's taken out of the equation, then Charizard wins. There's definitely, like, I can't pick a winner for sure, but I can definitely pick a loser. Venusaur's not going to make it through.
I'm predicting that too.
But, I don't know. My favorite's Charizard, so I want to hope that it goes that way and Charizard wins.
Venusaur has a shot in the dark. Okay? If Venusaur is able to get Solar Beam off, that's literally. But then it's
if he was to hit Charizard with the Solar Beam, maybe, but I don't think Charizard would actually go down from the Solar Beam.
Well, he's also incredibly fast, and he's only got that one move.
It would be a lot easier to target Blastoise with it.
I have seen a lot.
And Blastoise is weak to it.
beating Charizard's ass in my life.
Yeah. I have too, but
in the card game, in the game, stadium, everywhere, I've seen Blastoise whip. And I've seen Blastoise whip the shit out of plenty of Venusaurs too.
Yeah,
I like Charizard the best, trust me, but
giant flying flame dragon. Yeah,
just it is what it is with Blastoise.
Yeah. All right. Well, gentlemen, we each have our prospective victors. Let's see what the death battle says. Here we go. What's up, fellas?
Rare candies. Somebody had a game chart.
No shit. Either that or found the missing now.
Board!
First to make a move, absolutely.
Yes, and Charizard's not even concerned about the Venusaur.
I think he knows that he has to take it out first. Oh! Oh, I thought it was going Solar Beam.
Oh, no.
Now it is.
Oh, Sleep Powder. Yoink. Yeah. Oh, no.
I think Blastoise wins.
Yeah, Venusaur is more powerful.
Yeah, it is. But is it going to knock Charizard out with that?
No! Oh!
Down.
Well, there goes Venusaur. Bye, Venusaur. That's good.
Now Charizard's screwed.
Oh, put him at a big disadvantage in the rain.
Yeah, he can do that. Rain dance.
Yep. Ooh! Ooh! Oh, he took his wings!
Here.
Eat up! Oh! Oh god, he's filling him up like a fucking balloon!
Is he gonna blow up and look like he does in the original game?
Bam!
Terrible.
Oh!
Charizard! No! Oh, and Froggy plant whatever, Asaur.
Charizard's greater speed allowed first attack, and its proud warrior mentality led to striking Blastoise first.
But Venusaur knew he had to take Charizard down right away, so everyone's favorite fire lizard was doomed, taking too much damage early on from two different angles.
But poor Venusaur didn't stand a chance against Charizard's dual typing, and the bulky defense of Blastoise was more than enough to outlast both of them. Also, since Charizard and Venusaur do not naturally learn Sunny Day, they could not counter the Rain Dance.
But Wizard, shouldn't they all just counter each other?
Yes, the rock, paper, scissors factor is a bit tricky. Grass beats water, water beats fire, fire beats grass. But ultimately, the core of any Pokemon battle boils down to mathematics. Every attack does a specific amount of damage, with specific effects to specific types with a specific accuracy.
And each Pokemon's stats are clearly displayed in the good old Pokédex.
So, by comparing every move, effect, choice order, and likeliness of occurrence, there are over 7,000 different possible ways this Battle Royale could play out. And out of all potential matches, Blastoise wins the majority.
Even when removing type effectiveness entirely and pitting attack and special attack against defense and special defense, factoring in health and speed, the Turtle Tank still takes it. Blastoise H2 owned.
The winner is Blastoise.
Next time.
All right.
I have lived that many, many times over, trust me. To my misfortune, a lot, because I really wanted to be able to beat shit down with. And a lot of times, Charizard's great, but if you want consistent, reliable wins, Blastoise.
Yeah, that's actually who I chose when I played Pokemon. I was Pokemon Blue when the first Pokemon game I ever played. I picked Blastoise because, or I picked Squirtle because Blue. I just figured, what the hell, might as well go with it. And I did not run into really any issues until I got to Lieutenant Surge,
yeah.
Which by that point I actually had built up another Pokemon.
Well, you've got your squad, you know?
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
The bad thing is usually by the time you get to there, one of your squad is also Pidgeot. So
well,
you still have to have something else. Usually, if you grab a Geodude, then you can wreck Surge.
Diglett's where I went with it.
Diglett,
because the cave's right there, and they're kind of higher level. You don't have to build them up as much.
Yeah, I got a Geodude. I got a Geodude, and by the time I got to Surge's gym, I had already upgraded him to an Onix.
You're rocking that Charmander. You better beef his ass up.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna have a lot of problems with Brock and Misty.
Oh dude, you get Brock. You could handle at a certain level if you grind levels.
You got to get bigger. You just have to have a higher level than he does.
But you get to Misty, you're fucked. You're fucked unless you got like a plant. You pick up a plant type Pokemon.
Well, Charizard is just that was the obsession of
dude,
the
Misty
Pokemon card community.
You can get a Bellsprout and evolve it at least once before Misty's gym, I think, and that's how I usually would wreck Misty whenever I had Charmander. Yeah, like Weeping Bell would wreck Misty's gym.
Yeah,
you can go through that like bridge of trainers and stuff, and train up stuff on the way to go against her that you just catch randomly,
Yeah,
but
or at least I can't remember the differences between Red and Blue and what Pokemon were in them, but I had Red, and you could definitely get a Bellsprout in Red.
Huh?
No,
there were different Pokemon on Red and Blue.
Different Pokemon in each
well,
one.
I mean, like starters.
No,
I'm talking about the ones you can find in the wild. Because I can't remember if Bellsprout is also on Blue, because I never played Blue. Yeah. But I know there were different ones on each one. I can't remember which ones were.
I had them both, and Yellow.
Yellow was the second one I got, and Yellow one I played through to completion because I played through Blue all the way up until I got to I would say Cinnabar. I got Cinnabar Island, and then the Game Boy Color came out, and I had enough money to get a game, and I'm like, Pikachu Yellow Edition. Like, I couldn't help it.
I need Shield or Sword. I have yet to get it.
Well, honestly, dude, a lot of people are saying that it's a disappointment, but at the same time,
really,
they're saying that, but I think it depends on the person playing it, because Ray is having a ball playing it.
The main thing that I've heard that immediately makes me be like, I'm not going to buy it with my own money. If somebody else gets it and wants to let me play it, then sure. But apparently 12 hours is about all it takes to beat it.
What?
Yeah. Like, that's real
fucking
short
for all
that
fucking
game.
Time they spent making this game, like, no, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is not a staple, or what do they call it? The main line game or whatever.
This
Pokemon soon.
this actually happened to Ray. This is actually like a Twitch timing thing.
Yeah, that's
I showed Nick
hilarious.
this. This is I think this is his first encounter with a wild Pokemon, and he had this new notification synced up for a donation. And this happens.
Be in trouble. Okay.
This is honestly one of the funniest things ever.
I found Sai.
Wow.
See what I mean?
Hey, I thought they were walking around, the Pokemon.
They are. They randomly walk around, but in the bushes you don't really know where they are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Cool.
it's the same thing as in the original game,
Yeah.
but instead they're roaming around in different
Like,
patterns
Let's
and
Go
all that.
Pikachu, they're all walking around.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So
same
they
thing in this.
changed that. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
same
cool.
thing in this, except it's a little more open.
But they can also hide in grass, like apparently. So.
Yeah, but honestly, take it as you want to. This like Ray is having fun with it. If you want to play it and have at it, go ahead. But they are going to be adding more and more stuff into it as it goes along. Hopefully for free, because Game Freak they've talked about that we're not going to be the ones who do the microtransactions and nickel and dime everybody. It's like, oh, you want to unlock the next 250 Pokemon, you got to pay a fine. They're not gonna. They've said that they're not gonna do that. But
They sure as hell did with the Pokemon Bank.
that's a whole other thing.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm excited to just play a new Pokemon game. There have been several times in my life that I've gotten a new one and I saw a Pokemon that was like, a bunch of keys, and I was just like. But I will get a Game Shark or a cheat code or a way to trade and have one of the original Pokemon in some way, shape, or form if they're in the game. And then
Yeah.
I enjoy them immensely. I always love having a Blastoise and a Charizard and going through the game and wrecking it with those guys.
Oh yeah,
Every
of
time.
course.
That's all I do.
Well, of course, if you're playing with the original 151, especially like first gen, just go Psychic all the way through.
Oh, yeah.
Psychic has no counter except for Psychic. That's
They're crazy strong.
yeah. Just like my friend, he had a Gengar,
Mhm.
dude, untouchable. That Gengar peak at peak performance, unstoppable.
Well, he had a Gengar. Somebody traded him.
Maybe, I don't know.
You have to. It won't evolve if you don't.
Unless you were like me and my friends and we just traded over so it would evolve and then traded right back.
Right,
with
trade
each
it
other.
right back.
That's what I'm thinking he did, because this kid was dedicated to playing the fucking game. I mean, he had every copy of every Pokemon game ever.
Kids these days don't know how hard it was when we needed link cables.
Dude, I remember
The first
one
time I ever got to battle a real person was with a Game Boy, two original Game Boys and link cable. It was my buddy Andrew.
So cool, man.
Not the Andrew that you guys know, but a different Andrew. But
Good Lord, we all know too many. You and me
Yeah.
both know too many Andrews, because the one I was talking about was Andrew Wooten.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and he also has a friend named Andrew Gray. Who, yeah, so Andrew and Andrew meet Andrew and Andrew. We just need to get those four in a room together, just to be like, your name Andrew? Yep. Your name Andrew? Yep. Your name Andrew? Yep. Do you hate it? Yep. Fuck. Yeah.
And just for the purposes of this encounter, I'm gonna have everybody call me by my middle name, which
What's your
is
middle name?
Andrew.
Really?
Oh God!
I did not know that.
Forgot about that.
The more you know, folks.
Yeah. Hey, why don't we
Nate just called your name terrible.
I didn't call your name terrible.
Do you hate it? Yes.
No, do you hate it that we're all named Andrew? That's what I was referring with that.
I'm just kidding.
Well, hey, you want to get Jacob down here and y'all just refer to me by my middle name for the rest of the shit?
Jacob.
Exactly. Jacob.
Jacob.
Let's be like, Jacob, what?
It's like Morgan to Morgan to Morgan to Morgan, but it's like Andrew and Andrew and Andrew and Andrew.
Walk into an Aeropostale. Chad?
And you'll just be like, I hate this, and turn around and walk out.
I do hate my name. I think my mom named me after some dude from a soap opera. I'm like, glad you put some thought into that.
Oh God, my dad, he grew to love his name, but when he found out what happened to the he was named after an actor, Brian Keith. And the thing about it is, Brian Keith killed himself.
Oh,
Put a gun in his mouth and blew his fucking brains out.
Damn.
And
unlike Jeffrey Epstein, who should have killed himself, but he didn't.
Yeah, exactly. I was named after my great grandfather.
Dude.
Oh,
I was
no.
watching Hoarders the other day, and there was a family on there, like the hoarding family. It was like a woman and a husband, and their last name was Stanky.
Well, I know. Well, no.
Fucking Stanky, man.
One of Jackie Robinson's teammates was Ed Stanky. His literal last name was Stanky, and there's a pitcher for the New York Yankees literally named Whitey Ford.
Yeah,
Whitey. It's like, hey, what do you know, Whitey? It's like, I hate that name. It's like, I'm white. I know it. Shut the fuck up. But again, everybody, thank you all for tuning into this. This was the Death Battle Royale with Pokemon, Charizard versus Blastoise versus Venusaur. What did you all think? I mean, did you think it was fair? Did you think it was unfair? I mean, hey, if you want to see the original video and tell Death Battle what you think about it, the link is in the description down below. If you want to see more from us, then feel free to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell to stay notified. And until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chad.
And we will see you all in the next one. Peace out.